welcome to another. Do a recap of the fashion show. So hang tight and listen to the conversation. Hey.
Not the original one though, bro.
I
Dang,
found
hold
it.
on. Hey, he gonna be like, I'm this many years old, 20 years from now.
Every year I'm gonna come back and have every single one. I'm gonna put them on a necklace.
That's fire, bro. That's hella fire. Another sis, she sent me a picture. She's like, we ready for this year. And she had hers pinned, like tacked on the wall. You remember tacking shit on the wall for that? He's like, I still tack shit on the wall. What do you mean?
I still got the flyer and everything from the first one.
Fire, bro. Fire.
All right,
Man.
let's start this off how I usually start the podcast off, and then we'll get going on how we feel. So I want to send love to anybody out there suffering from mental health issues. I want to send love to anybody suffering from domestic violence issues. I want to send love to our unhoused community. I want to send love to the land that we're on today, and that's Pomo territory. I want to send love to our Palestinian relatives, our relatives in Sudan and in the Congo. But today, my guest is Hans Lopez, creator of the Finest Feathers Fashion Show. We're going to do a little recap. I'll let you just kind of get into it and see how you feel about the fashion show overall, how it went, and we'll just kind of get on to questions later on. Like, we'll just kind of freestyle it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what's good with y'all? Man, I'm glad to be here. I'm thankful to be here another day. It's man, such a beautiful feeling. For those who may not know who I am, my name is Hans. I'm from the Hopland Band of Pomo Indians. We located out here in Northern California. I'm also Karuk, and I'm also Jalisco, so I represent all my roots. I got a little sprinkle of Italiano inside of me too. That's why I like my fettuccine pasta with it. But yeah, man, life is good. I'm gonna just start there, and I'm gonna say I'm grateful for my brother right here, for this podcast, for this platform. You know, it's a podcast, but when you really look inside of it, it's a platform for us artists, for us creative natives. Shout out to Hinu, for us to be able to amplify our voices. It's beautiful. We need more of these spaces, and it starts with individuals like this. So I just want to give this amazing, beautiful individual his flowers for everything that he does and adding value into all of our communities, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, but it ain't. So I appreciate the ones that are doing it. Yahweh and O for one for this podcast. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
man, Finest Feathers Fashion Show, Battle of the Beads contest. What an epic event. These things would not be done without the right team. It might start with one person's vision, but in order for it to be ran smoothly and done correctly, it starts with the real team, and it starts with a plan, and how that all gets orchestrated. Man, it's many hands make light work. And so I don't ever take all the credit for this beautiful fashion show, because when people say, man, you did that, I'm like, we did that. We all did that. Everybody that showed up and was in the audience, y'all did that. Because we can't have a show without an audience. So everyone had an amazing part in this show. And that's what's cool about it. Is same thing with the Burn the Wagon with Finest Feathers. We're launching platforms, and each and every area is having their own mini platform. We're adding up to the bigger picture. We're really starting to be louder on these stages and whatnot. So, man, it was crazy. I seen a lot of good people, a lot of smiling faces, a lot of good laughter, and a lot of good medicine. And shoot, the runway, whoo, was crazy, bro. To see so many people from different areas, different tribes, different territories coming together under one roof, sharing good medicine, good vibes. No one was fighting around, acting all up, acting all razzed out. Hey, what? Nah, it was such a good event, man. Really, words cannot describe it. And so I'm sitting here still just decompressing a little bit, man. And I'm full of this medicine still. So I'm grateful that we kept this momentum going. When you ask me like, hey, what's good with this interview? I'm like, let's run it now, bro. We carrying this good medicine, and it's selfish for us to just hold it in. We got to give it out. So yeah, man, it was a vibe, bro, and a half, and I'm super grateful for everyone that was there and had a part in it. Yes, sir.
The
And
dope thing for
and
me is like, so seeing those little kids. I can't remember what model it was, but it was she had a group of kids like that was walking for her, right? And like each kid would walk out, and the crowd would go nuts. Or like, you
bro,
know what I mean? Show love, and like,
yeah,
ooh, that was like that felt hella good within my
for
heart.
real,
Something
bro.
I said
That
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 in
was crazy, man. Like you think a lot of people are gonna be shy, and we do get shy in our moments, but people were like, as they started to see it and they were feeling it, they were like, hey, I want a model. And we don't limit people, and within like sometimes we can't say yes every time, but if we're able to, we should try to. And so within it, it was a lot of on point, like the day of, people seeing it and actually feeling it was like, man, let me get out there. And there was a spot. There really was. We made a spot. I asked a couple designers, hey, pull out something out the archive I know you got just right there. You know what I mean? I had a first timer in the mix. And that was the loudest I would hear the crowds when Sis came walking out. And she came walking and she hit her little turn and just kept it going. I said, oh, bro, the whole crowd went crazy. And like you could feel that in the whole room. It was like that whole room just shook, man. And to see our people, like when you look past the glitz and the glamour of it, really at the depth inside of what was taking place was our young ones being able to be celebrated, our elders being able to see, look how far we done came, and our everyone in between also seeing what's possible when you get the right people involved, when you get the right vision involved, and you say, hey, you know what? We deserve to be in these spaces. Before I get too deeper, I want to say shout out to Keely Little Leaf. Y'all see the drip, though, man. Our people are
it.
talented, and you gotta be able to orchestrate these things to where we could be like, hey, look at us, man. We might be on the res, but we going worldwide with it. You know what I mean? And even if we don't got our passport, I'm gonna send my stuff with my cousin that does. Hey, you
And that,
feel me?
and the dope
Hey,
thing is too, you're bringing like, because fashion is doesn't come to the res, and like not a lot of people from the res would think they would be even going to a fashion show or even be involved in the fashion industry or like you know what I mean at all. So like bringing that vibe to it, and like you said, people are having fun with it. People are dancing to the music on the runway and shit, and like just vibe. Think about Minnie. Minnie was vibing out there, like he was doing his little like, you know what I mean? So I told cousin Elliot, just feel it. As soon as he walked on the runway and he went like
he was
that,
ready.
I knew it was on.
He was ready for show, bro. Man, that's the thing. Is like we might not feel like we're ready before that hits, but when you start to hit on that runway, you just feel it, bro. It just look something. It's contagious, bro. Yeah, man. Super epic, man. Being able to see a lot of my cousins that I would say are very reserved. And when we look in our community, it's hard for us to say, hey, good job. Or it's hard for us to say like, hey, let me help out. Where could I help out? Sometimes people they're reserved, they're in a shell. And man, I seen a lot of cousins that were really enjoying this. And I was just like, man, what a day where everyone is like, hey, how can I help out? Or what could I do? Or can I be involved? And that just showed how much of a community involvement it was. And for me, like that was the ultimate, from the younger ones to the adults to the elders. Man, epic, bro. I really wanted more elders on that runway.
I was trying to,
Hey,
I was joking with my mom. I was like,
man.
I'm gonna call you out and
Uh
be like, hey, everyone, get my
huh.
mom on here.
Yeah. Hey, when they be calling us out, hey, get out here, come dance, and you can't say no. When I say, hey,
Exactly.
auntie, I'll help you up. Come on, let's get on this runway.
Next time
Just say,
I'm out a big time, I won't say no, and
man.
you ask me to dance before
Uh
walk.
huh. You know I can't say no when you ask me to dance, man. Put me on the spot,
How,
man.
how did it feel performing as far as hip hop? Your hip hop, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I was waiting for you to ask me, bro. I've been ready to come out of retirement. I've been hearing some of this music, and I thought, man, this all y'all got? Hey, I just say. Now, my first passion was really music before the clothes. And so for me, it was kind of a full circle moment being able to hop back into something that really kickstarted what I do now with the clothes and the events. We was making music before we was making clothes. And when we were like, hey, we need to uniform up, man. We need to get some merch going. That's what really kickstart what we're doing today. And so for me to be able to think, hey, I've been writing again. I've been feeling it. I'll drop my daughter off, bro. I drop my daughter off and I'll just throw on some beats and I'll just this face. I'm like, okay, yeah. And it just come to me. You just feel it. And so when you got stuff like that, that it's just a natural thing. I didn't feel like I had to go out of my way too much to do. It was like, man, it felt good.
Not an
It really did because
arsonist, but I'm
I,
screaming, burn the wagon.
ooh, hey, who you with and who you with? Tell me what you represent. I've been in go mode ever since I had my kids, not to mention my connections from the city to the res. Uh, man, that struggle can get deep. We just practice, we don't preach. What you get is what you see. Every day on that red road, yeah, we keep sobriety, steady fighting for my peeps. Wanna see them on their feet, and yeah, we savage. But we far from average. And ain't no arsonist, but I be screaming, burn the wagon. Mister, make it happen. Top dog, I'm the captain. With me and Stewie G like it is about to be some madness. Hey, tell me why bro already put that on SoundCloud. And I'm like, I ain't even put that out yet, bro. What the? I'm gonna stop sending cuts on my unreleased hits, man. You know what? That's no good. I just say. Now sometimes we need our people to be like, hey, this that heat, man. The world need to hear it,
Yeah,
and
just got
that's
to
how
put it
I feel.
out. Why is it
That's how
sitting?
I
Why
feel
is
when
it
I
sitting in
see
the files?
for real. Stuff don't belong in the archives, or like only specifically in the archives, or like just kept in the closet. If you make clothes, you make music, put it out for the world to share. And sometimes you might not feel like you're ready, but get out there and act like you know what you're doing. Look good at it, and it'll come naturally. And so, like, same thing with these clothes, man. It's crazy because sometimes, like, we're all our biggest critic, and we feel like we're not up to that point yet, or we don't, But you encourage people to get out there and try new things because you really will never know unless you try it. And if it ain't for you, then you'll realize that. And if you meant to be sitting at the top, man, you'll never know unless you try. So that's all I got to say about that, man. I might be the hottest native rapper next year. Hey, coming straight out of California. Man,
Battle
we
of
putting
the
Cali natives on
Beads.
top.
Let's go to Battle of the Beads. We had traditional, clamshell, accessory, and what else?
We had traditional, medallion,
Accessory,
accessory,
clamshell.
and clamshell.
Who
Yeah,
was the
that
winner of traditional?
Auntie Buffy Schmidt. Man, big shout out to Auntie. She spun the block back again this year. She was a phenomenal artist last year. She did one of my favorite pieces. I ain't gonna lie. She did a dentalium medallion style. I ain't never seen some stuff like this before. I was like, Auntie, you're ahead of your time. That's for sure. And this year she did it was a baby basket on the
Oh,
necklace.
oh yeah, and the earrings
Ooh.
too, huh?
And the earrings were the baby basket. I was like, ooh. And how it works for whoever might have not have been there is we got the 4 categories and we max it out at 10 people per category. And everyone that comes into the audience is able to, that's 18 and up, is able to get a voting slip and vote for who they feel like is the best in the room, best beadwork in the room based upon those categories. So we had the accessory category, we had the medallion category, the traditional category, and our clamshell category. And that clamshell category, man, that really, it's a hard one to get big dogs into that one, man. And it's a very intricate process, and it's cool because it touched home with who we are. That was our currency. That was our Pomo money. And so being able to honor, that's what we do. Not only are we celebrating, but we're honoring all of our artists for what they're doing and what they're keeping alive. It's more than just saying like, hey, you're dope. but it's also like, thank you for carrying it on so my kids can see. Thank you for being able to provide this so that this knowledge doesn't just die out. We're able to carry it on. So these showcases, we celebrate, we honor, and we're able to continue to pass these things down so that this knowledge doesn't die out. We keep that carried. So Buffy Schmidt, she won that one. And then Emilio Sias, if I'm pronouncing his last name correct, from Wilton, he won the medallion category. It was a beautiful basket medallion. So what was cool about that is, you know, Finest Feathers, we worldwide. We invite artists from all across Turtle Island, in Canada, in the US. And so whether you do full beaded medallions, maybe you do quill work medallions, or maybe you do basket pattern medallions. Those are all different type of styles, but they fit within that category. So the bro, he being from Northern California, was using some nice traditional materials, and man, that was definitely a piece I would be rocking on my best day for sure. Like that was a hit for sure. And then we had Eric Sosa, indigenous brother. Man, what's cool about my brother is he Mayan, right? But he one of those people that's so rooted in the tradition and has so much of a love because his kids are Pomo, right? He's not Pomo, he's not a Pomo bro, but he's still indigenous. And within that, I see an individual that has so much love for a group of people and his own children and where they come from, learning the traditions and trying his best to keep it going and carrying that on. I honor that because I know a lot of bros that are maybe enrolled or maybe from a specific tribe that they don't do anything to keep this alive. So who are we to shun individuals that might come from a different area but are still connected to our people and our homelands? And when you see the type of work that they do, I had to change my necklace because it's a special occasion right now. But I was rocking Eric Sosa just 10 minutes ago, right? And these type of things are pieces that some of our ceremonial individuals in our community rock. So we always shining with our Indian diamonds. Shout out to Eric Sosa, he won that one. And then last but not least, for the accessory category, we had Ashley Norris. Shout out to the sis. Man, she next level with her earrings and the bag that she did. It was next level. So we're looking forward to Battle of the Beads going all across the map. I know when we hit every reservation, we could fill a roster per reservation. Let us know out there, man. This that PSA, public service announcement. If you want Battle of the Beads to slide through to your reservation, tap in with Burn the Wagon, tap in with Finest Feathers, because we going worldwide with it, baby. Man, shout out to shout out to Keely, man. I'm gonna be rocking this every event, man. I ain't gonna take this off. Yeah.
Man, and I'm still like you said, still just like floating from it. I don't like I don't even know how to describe walking out. Like being MC, I was my like second time being MC of an event, but first official. Because I had helped Eric and shit. You know what I mean? But like walking out on that stage and feeling the vibe of everybody, seeing
Everyone's all
everybody
looking
like
at you. They're all,
well, like not only that, but like chopping it up with each other in the back, just love people walking around with smiles on their faces. That's what you brought to that day. It was like a smile to everybody's face. You know what I mean? It was a whole vibe, and seeing people talk about it on Facebook afterwards. Like I loved being there. Like it was my first fashion show. It's like I see my little niece walk. It brought joy to my heart. Everything like that. Like that's something to bring to the community that never has been brought to the community, and that's fucking beautiful to be able to like witness that and be a part of it, like stand up there and introduce like it's like Shoshone, who's an international fucking designer, to be able to introduce that and watch it walk in front of my eyes is wild. And these are all native people doing this in a space that has never been created for native people. The fashion industry
absolutely.
never, and you just like instead of trying to get a seat at the table, you're creating your own fucking table, legitly on your, and it started on your res, and that's
Bro.
dope as fuck.
Yes, yes. Everyone was like, that MC was really good tonight. Like they kept telling me, and I was like, I know. That's why I hired him. I knew Cousin was gonna shine. You just give him the mic and be like, hey, run the play. That was that, man. You did your thing out there, cuz people love that. You know, and when they see a familiar face too, they're just like, "Oh, that's my cousin right here. He got a podcast." You know, and like, yeah, bro, to be able to see our little ones on that stage, man, it's like I never had this stuff growing up, but my daughter could say she has now. You know, and that's really what we got to do as we progress in life. No matter what you're doing, always remember you could have value in someone's life, someone else's life, other than your own immediate family. Whether you are a teacher, a fashion show coordinator, or you know maybe you're just involved with art. Maybe you do beadwork, whatever it is. There's always a story that could be told in every object that's created or every service that's provided. And why not have our people? And that's what, aside from these experiences and whatnot, we're really pushing buy native, buy indigenous, support indigenous businesses. You know, because like you said, we've been rejected from these spaces were not created for us, but we're raiding these spaces, man. We're invading these spaces so that when they look at us, we're representing the right way, the right things, because we don't fit those stereotypes. Those stereotypes might have been on us for some time and for, you know, a certain time, but not no more. Not this day and age. You know, I see nothing but good positivity. And throughout, like, reading all those posts, I was balling, man. I'm gonna keep it real, man. As an indigenous man, I'm gonna keep it real. I was crying happy tears because I knew that what I was doing was really making my ancestors proud. Man, it's deeper than just, oh, they was on there doing a fashion show. Like, no, we brought people together in a good, clean spirit with a good mind, and we all share good medicine. And no one was acting up. No one was, you know what I mean? It wasn't just about one person. It was about all of us, you know? And that's a whole nother thing, too. Sometimes people make these spaces so that only they can shine. That ain't the case. I tell them all the time, you know, we better when we shine together. This space is for all of us. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. We got to start to advance all of our people 100%. Stop thinking about only yourself and figure out how you could get the next person to where you at. And then we could all rise up together 110. That's really what it's about, man. Helping hands, helping people, and being able to say, like, now, as much as the talent has never been deprived in our communities, it's been the resources. Now we got the talent and we got the resources. And just like you said, instead of asking and begging for a seat at the table, all right, cool, you don't want to give us a seat? We gonna be the table. We gonna, hey, Game of Thrones table.
Hey,
You know
you're
what I'm
building your
saying?
own runway.
Man, I'm gonna build my own runway. All I need is some zip ties, a couple blocks to slide under your little lights, little glitz, little glant. Man, you don't need much. And this is another thing for people. I want to leave people with this. Don't feel like you're limited by what you have right in front of you at this moment. You make sure that if you want something bad enough, you could do it. You could grab it. You could, if you could think it and you set your mind to it, you could achieve that. Anything, no matter what it is. Because if you have that right vision, you lead with a good heart and you have the right intentions, people are gonna see that, they're gonna stand behind that, and you know what I mean? Because as long as it's for the people, we all gonna stand beside you. And it's not just about hands. I want to build up your platform. I want to build up their platform, and I want to show my little ones that this life, man, we can have anything we want out of it as long as we want it bad enough. For reals. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't be limited by your own resources. If you can't get a seat at the table, be the table. Real talk.
And for me, just looking like standing backstage, just looking out, seeing people's faces while they're cheering, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. Like the smiles and like just the joy. And then somebody put in the comments indigenous joy, and that's one of the homegirls was saying at the open mic last week, indigenous joy. Like, yeah, we do have a lot of trauma, but there's also a lot of indigenous joy out there. And it's fucking
Absolutely.
beautiful. And it was a
Man.
whole bunch of it going on at Finest Feathers Fashion Show. Indigenous Joy was 300 people was in there. Just think about how much Indigenous Joy they're gonna take out to the world.
Yeah, no, and like a couple models that were like a little bit older models that came from wherever they came from and been hitting these runways really do that. They're like, man, we were talking to some of the little girls there, and they came in just like very reserved, maybe a little shy, and just kind of like timid to a certain extent. And like we seen after they hit that runway, they just lit up. That their whole attitude just shifted, and the like you could just feel the temperature change in the room. These kids went from not knowing what to do and just feeling like, to where it was like, dang, I could do that. They came out smiling. They came out just happy, man. And even like seeing some of my relatives that might have lost a relative that they've been with for so long, and you would have never thought that they would have had the strength or the power to come to an event like this. Man, we seen them smiling and laughing. It's like there was some real healing taking place there. And within that, we just got to keep doing more of these things throughout the whole year. You know, as we continue to learn new things, meet new people, let's continue to provide more of these opportunities. And if you weren't involved this year, get involved next year. It's going to be better next year. We're going to have more artists next year. And it's going to be the same good healing, good feeling. For reals. I might bless y'all with 2 songs. Hey, I might have a mixtape by then. I just say,
Woo! You have your
for
own set
real,
by then.
man, for real, man. I'm trying to do it all, Mr. Make It Happen. You know what I
But
mean?
yeah, definitely shout out to all the models, shout out to all the designers, shout out to just everybody that came. You know, obviously, like you said, it wouldn't have been able to have been happen without the people that come and show love and show support and be a part of the event. You know, it's just a whole community thing, and that's what it was about. Finest feathers. Like I said, it's gonna be a festival eventually.
Finest Feathers Festival, man. We going up, bro. Let's go to Canada next year. You down? Got your passport?
Absolutely. I never been out of the country.
Thing, I had my passport for like a whole year before I used it, and not actually a couple years. I actually had it for a couple years, and it was just on reserve. I was like, man, when the Lord called me, I'ma go.
I mean,
But no, like Calgary, we
you
went out
got
there.
people in the comments saying we need new songs, so.
All right, I'm gonna drop some. I'm gonna rock with y'all.
But that song is out on SoundCloud though, so might as well go
Yeah,
check
hey,
out
if you
that one.
guys go follow Stewie G, go tap in with his SoundCloud, you'll get that exclusive. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it out on YouTube. I'm gonna put it out with like a little bit of the portion of the recap. So I'm like trying to figure out what I want to put visually because I don't want to just throw the song out. I guess I have a SoundCloud, but I'm trying to build up the YouTube a little bit. So wait till I get some of the footage. Man, shout out to the photographers. There were some dope shooters on the scene. Was getting some film, some pictures, all kinds of good stuff. Like I'm juiced. I don't like bugging and bothering people, but I've been getting a little anxious, man. It's only been a
I'm like,
little
I need
bit.
my shots.
But I was like, hey, I know y'all got my good side. I was doing the full rotation, man. And I seen y'all snapping. But yeah, big shout out to everybody one more time. We appreciate y'all. If y'all wasn't there, we know y'all was there in spirit. Everyone that's been praying for us on this project, man, it's really it's deep when you involve the community, and it's when it's more than just a show. It's really a gathering, and man, we're gonna do Gathering of Nations in California one day. Watch. Hey, save this one right here. We're gonna bring that to California. For real.
Anything else you wanna recap about the fashion show? Any other yeah, shout outs you wanna give
Yeah.
before we head out?
Um, Real quick, I just want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors. I want to say thank you, Wilton Rancheria, Calusa, Robinson Rancheria, Indigenous Wellness Alliance, Northern Circle, and also big shout out to Redding Rancheria. And shout out to everyone that was there, man. Everyone that's been praying for us, everyone that had their hands in this project, because like I said, it takes a village. It really does. And for everyone that got some, what's up with it? Yeah. For everyone that had an involvement, yeah. For everyone that had an involvement, man, it's love. Like we really appreciate y'all. Y'all is who we do it for. And for our little ones that got to hit that runway, man, that was just a priceless moment right there. And we're gonna keep it going. next or this weekend, this Saturday. I don't know where y'all at that's watching this live, but we gonna be out at Calusa. Cousin Juan's he's gonna announcement that he's probably gonna say after this too. So we got the Calusa fashion show with Choke Cherry Creek, Rebecca Jarvie, Shoshone Hostler, and myself. I heard War Medicine finna be out there. They got some new heat, so it's gonna be the next big thing this weekend is gonna be out at Calusa for us. If you in that area, slide through, and if not, if you out in the Bay Area, cousin Juan's got something for you as well. And we just trying to keep it moving, man. Idle hands is the devil's playground, so y'all keep it moving with it for real though.
Thank you so much, cousin. I like I said, I had so much goddamn fun just being there. I'm gonna take in those smiles. I'm gonna look back on that when I'm having a bad day and just replay that and just joy myself up and give myself some indigenous joy. Just being in that space in that vibrant space with all that energy, just moving around and shit was beautiful. And I can't wait to the next one. And thank you so much for asking me to be MC. I had hella fun. Always down to do it again.
Yeah, you already know it's all love, bro. I appreciate you, man. You make our ancestors proud, cousin. And I love you. I appreciate you. Stay blessed. And we're going to keep it rocking and rolling,
Thank you.
man.
Love you
Yee!
too.
Oh,
Peace.
PA's finest.
That's
Yay, what?
Dono. That's not me. That's Donica. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely go give Finest Feathers a follow. Give Hands a follow. Give Complex Minorities a follow. Giant Time. Hit up Giant Time Printing if you need any merch. Any see that banner right there. He made that for me. So hit him up if you need anything like that. Yeah, this weekend I'll be in Oakland doing a show at the Oakland Museum. It's going to be a collab for an opening art show. So look forward for that. It's going to be a collaboration with Oakland Museum. So tap in and be on the lookout for that. But yeah, peace and love, guys. Thank you so much. And be sure to look for this on YouTube, all of it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Give us a follow, give us a share, all of it. Thank you guys. Peace and love. What day? I'm gonna be there on Thursday, but I think the show is gonna be it's gonna be a certain style of show. I think it's like an art opening, so it's gonna be closed to the public. I'm not really sure. I gotta double check with the museum. But yeah, peace and love.